What is up, YouTube? Welcome back. Welcome back to another video. Thank you guys for being here. In this video, I'm going to talk about what every new Christmas light installer needs to know before their first day on the job. All right, I'm going to kind of run through like what we've built at the Christmas Light Academy and like our proven framework that works for onboarding new Christmas light installers. We all know it's just Christmas lights. Like we're not building a rocket ship. You know, the biggest thing is like just getting a system in place. That way you're not repeating this information over and over every year. Before I jump in, don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel. You know, it just helps other people find me, helps you see new videos, and just help me hit my goal of trying to hit 500 subscribers. So appreciate y'all for doing that. Now, the very first thing is I'm gonna run through our 10 module framework. That's really the easiest way to kind of get all this information across. Whether you invest in CLA or not, you could use this information to just build your own training program. I'm not trying to gatekeep anything. Like this system that we built works, and you could definitely build it all by yourself if you really wanted to and had the time, especially in the off season. So the very first thing in module number 1 is gonna be welcome to your company culture, how you operate, like what the Christmas light industry even is. That is what the very first thing you need to get laid out is like, what the heck we even do. The new employee here is like Christmas lights, and they just think they're gonna go be installing Christmas lights. They have no idea at like the level or scale that is involved in this industry. So that's really the biggest thing there. Module 2, the second thing I would say is getting them familiar with like the decoration types, teaching them about the reefs and the bows and the sprays, C9 bulbs, all the decoration types. And then number 3 is gonna be teaching them about the accessories and hardware. This is where they need to start learning about socket wire, zip wire, male and female plugs, clips, magnetic socket wire, all the accessories that go into a Christmas light install, ground stakes, you know, all that good stuff. Then once they got the welcome, they know about decoration types, they know about accessories and hardware. Now I would move on to job site safety. This is where you're gonna wanna start teaching them about ladders, setting up A-frame ladders, using extension ladders and the 3-foot rule above the roof line, and, you know, tying off the ladders, not scratching gutters. Electrical safety, you know, if you're in wetter areas, making sure that they're intentional about where they're putting plugs. You know, they're not just leaving them in low spots that are going to get flooded and trip the breaker and cause callbacks. Roof safety. You got guys going on the roofs, teaching them about the Ridge Pro, teaching them about pitch hoppers, walking on tile roofs, different pitches, you know, tying off, using the Ridge Pro, working a boom lift, you know, boom lift safety, you know, how to even tow it, make sure it's always, you know, secured when you're towing from job to job, all that type of safety stuff. And that right there is huge. Like, even if you didn't even train them about all the Christmas light stuff, you know, having like a safety protocol or a safety program in place that just teaches them all of this alone is valuable, you know. But that's module number 4 in CLA. Module number 5 is installation techniques. This is where you're gonna talk more about like how to install inline females, how to install male plugs, how to install ground lights, how to wrap a palm tree, how to wrap a crepe myrtle, how to wrap this, how to do a canopy style wrap on the bigger trees. All the how-tos is where you're gonna wanna get them familiar in module 5. So they got the welcome, decoration types, accessories and hardware, then they got safety. Now they're learning how-tos. This is where it's all starting to come together. It's like seeing step by step all these different videos of like people doing the job, basically. Then I'm gonna go into module 6. Module 6 is where you do a full installation day walkthrough. This is where the employees learn about the different roles, right? So who's gonna greet the customer when you arrive? As soon as you show up, right? You got the roof guy going straight up to the roof. He's getting ladder set up. He's getting his lights ready to go. You got ground guy. Ground guy is supplying the roof guy the entire time, making sure that roof guy is being as productive as possible and not just standing around on the roof. If he needs more clips, throw up a clip. If he drops something, throw it right back up to him, you know? So ground guy is like a super important role. Foliage and like your decor guy. So like in my decorating business, we kind of separate out like, bro, on every job, this is your role. You are the power guy. As soon as we show up, you're figuring out the power. As soon as we show up, you're wrapping trees right away. As soon as we show up, you're jumping on the roof, which a lot of times it was me jumping on the roof, especially on the bigger jobs. Like 2 stories and these big jobs, I'm usually the guy jumping up there. And then, you know, sometimes we'll have a floater. Sometimes we'll run like a 4-man crew, switch on a bigger job, and everybody already knows their role when they show up. And that's how you keep consistency on every single job because it's the same guys doing the same thing over and over. You put a guy who only wraps trees to go install the roofline lights, he's not going to be as efficient. He's not going to be as, the tips and the tricks that you learn while you're installing, you don't make that mistake twice. So sending somebody, like mixing up roles on the job, I would say dial in who's doing what every single time. Have a role dedicated. So that's module 6. Really diving into the roles of who's doing what, how it flows, how to be efficient, get the job wrapped up, how to work as a team. Jumping into module 7 here is troubleshooting and repairs. So now they've learned everything, they've learned safety, they've done an install. Now it's about troubleshooting and repairs. And this one's really important, not just for the troubleshooting and repairs, right? From them understanding like what causes callbacks and like what causes, they can actually reverse engineer that and avoid it during their install, because now they know like, dang, if I leave this like this, probably gonna trip the breaker. I see the sprinklers right here. Why would I leave a connection right next to that sprinkler? It's just gonna get soaked. By them learning the troubleshooting and repairs and like going back to jobs and fixing things, it actually just makes them a better installer from day one, because they can kind of avoid those mistakes. It's consciously in their mind of like, damn, I probably shouldn't do it like that because it's gonna cause this, and then I'm gonna be coming back out here tonight to fix it. Like, nobody wants to do that. We all want to go home and enjoy our night. So module number 8, which is takedown and storage. This one, depending on if you're in CLA Core or CLA Custom, this is a big one, especially in CLA Custom, because in CLA Custom, where we do your whole custom training program, we actually dial in your exact takedown process. You know, whether your company, however your company labels the lights. So we use manila tags and we mark, you know, section 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Some people use color zip ties. Some people just write on the plugs, which I don't like that. But whatever your way is in CLA Custom, we get these videos dialed into exactly how you operate. So that's like such a pro plus of CLA Custom, is really dialing in your SOPs. Now on CLA Core, which is our main training program, it's still really good. It teaches them the basics of like, you know, you're not just snatching stuff down, you're coiling up different sections of roof lines, you're reballing up minis depending on how they went up. If they're bushes, they're probably not getting reballed up. They're probably just getting wrapped up like an extension cord, because next year you don't even want to have balls of minis. You'd rather just have a long strand running in your bushes, get in and out of there, you know. So a lot of really good stuff in that takedown and storage. It also talks a little bit about like loading up the bins. For us, me personally, how we load up our bins is a very specific way that I tell the guys that they have to follow, which is we always put ground lights and ground stakes in the bottom of the bin first. That's what always goes in the bottom of the bin, is ground lights and ground stake. The reason is they're always dirty. They always have dirt on them and everything like that. If you put that on the top of your bin, you're getting dirt all over everything. We load up ground lights in the very bottom. We get everything in there. You know, the ground lights are always coming off. So ground light wire, everything goes in the bottom, labeled. Throw the ground stakes in on top of that. And then from there, it's either all the roof lines are gonna go in there, and then maybe the minis on top of that, something like that. But ground lights always in first. That's a big deal. Module 9 is advanced installer techniques. This is more like tips and tricks for roof guys and ground guys. Like each role has like specific tips and tricks that I think all of us have just learned over the years. That module right there really dials in more of like, so if you're a roof guy, right, you don't want to be installing lights like head on facing the roof edge. You kind of want to work like to your side and work down, so you can walk, step, clip the lights on, walk, step, clip the lights on. You're not like gonna tip over and fall off the roof. So little tips like that are really like dialed in for each different role. That's module 9. And then module 10 is just a completion, right? Kind of recaps everything that they've learned. It might even have a whole final quiz in there. Like last season, we did like one big final quiz. It was like 50 questions. Had really good pictures, a lot of like just really good stuff to recap all the main important things. And then you could also have them download a certification of completion, right? And what I personally do in my business is once they finish the training program, I say, hey, send me a screenshot. I'm gonna print it out. And then what I do is I actually put it in their hiring packet. So all of my employees have like a packet with, you know, their application, their just everything, copy ID, yada, yada, yada. I put in there that they went through our employee training program. I do that because it's just like a CYA. And if you don't know what CYA means, it means cover your ass. And that's basically just saying like, hey, if this employee got hurt, this is what they went through. They completed it. I did everything I could do to teach them to try to be safe on these jobs. If they didn't listen, that's kind of on them. Of course, it's on us as the business owner, but it's just like a CYA. At least it says, hey, I did what I could do as a business owner to try to teach them as much as I could before they ever went to the job. I tried to equip them with enough knowledge that they would be safe and do things the right way. And that's basically it. In CLA Custom, in my personal business, we also have additional training modules. This is just a little quick bonus. So if you, let's just say you're using like Tinsel CRM, or you're using Jobber, or maybe Go High Level or Marquette, or whatever CRM you're using, you can basically, well, we can basically create you a employee training on the CRM. So if you have your guys going through, let's just say Tinsel has its own app, right? And the employees can download the app, they can log in, they can see all their job details right away, and they can see gate codes, they can see job photos. Everything's in there for them. You can clock in and out. So like if you have that in your business, we can actually build that module for you, and that way you don't have to teach them the CRM. It's already in the employee training program. So that's only for CLA Custom. As you start learning more about CLA, you can see why CLA Custom costs more, because there's just so much more work involved in like getting this all built out for you. I appreciate you guys watching this all the way through. If you're still here, let's go. You are ready to crush it this Christmas light season just like me. And don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys. If you're interested in the Christmas Light Academy, you can book a call with me in the link down below. Let's jump on a call. It could be a Zoom call, phone call, I don't care. Let's just chat it up. Let's talk Christmas lights. Let's see which option, if CLA Core or CLA Custom, is the best fit for you. If you think that I missed something or we should add something to our training programs, feel free to drop it in the comments, man. We are always improving CLA. That's what it's all about, is just making it better year after year. So let's go. Thank you guys. Let's go crush it this Christmas light season. Peace.